Hey everybody, Mr. Christensen here. In case you didn't recognize me with my mask on or off, who knows? More likely to recognize me with my mask on right now. I want to run through an example of a stamp problem. If you recall, previously we did problems having to do with nickels and pennies, so they were money problems, right? How much you had this much money, it's made up of nickels and pennies, how many of each of those was there, and I gave you some more information. Well, stamp problem is done in a very similar fashion, and so if we look at this, Danny paid $15.75 for stamps. The number of 49-cent stamps was 5 less than 3 times the number of 35-cent stamps. How many 49-cent stamps and how many 35-cent stamps did Danny buy? So what I really want us to concentrate on is the procedure, right? I mean, I know that you could maybe guess and check this, but it's not going to be nearly as easy going as guessing and checking the pennies and nickel problem. This would not be that simple. So it's better just to go ahead and use the procedure. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our table, right? Well, we've read it. We know what we're looking for, right? We're going to make our table, right? So we have type, number, right? Value, and then total value. All right, and then we make our table, remembering that we're looking for two different things: number of 35-cent stamps, number of 49-cent stamps. So we're going to have 2 rows with 4 columns. Okay, and I'm going to leave that open up there for a reason. And then this box down here is the total dollar value. All right. Now, we know that, right? We know what that number is. It's $15.75, so we might as well throw that in there right now. Okay, and the type, we're looking for 49-cent and 35-cent stamps. Now we need to, basically what we're looking for here, and I left this open here because we're going to multiply those together to get this. So what I'm looking for here is we want one of these to be your main variable, and we want the other one to be a value that uses that main variable, right, to express the value we're looking for. So in other words, we're going to find how many 49-cent stamps we have in terms of 35-cent stamps. So let's say our 35-cent stamps are X, okay? Well, our 49-cent stamps are 5 less than 3 times the number of 35-cent, right? This is the number of 35-cent. So 5 less than that with 3 times of it. 3 times, and I said 5 less and I wrote 3. 5 less than that, right? And then the value, remember this is where we write the actual decimal value for each individual, like you just buying one. And then the total value, this is number times value, number times value. So 0.49 times 3x minus 5. And then this is 0.35 times x. Okay? Now, if just for sake of explaining this a little bit, if we knew exactly how much this was and we knew how much this was, it'd have to add them up to get this. Well, we do know how much they are just in terms of the variables, right? So we're going to add those together to get 1575. And that is what we're going to use then to solve this problem. Okay, so we've got this going, and here's the issue though. A lot of us don't like working with decimals, but you can, right? We can work with decimals. It's much easier to do if you have a calculator, right? But you can do it. And if you have a calculator, you could probably go ahead and do this. But if you just wanted to dispose of all the decimals right at the beginning, we would multiply by 100, right? Because that's 2 decimal places. Anytime we're talking about money, a money value, we're going to move it 2 decimal places. So multiply by 100. And so what I'm going to get is 49 times 3x minus 5 plus 35x equals 15.75. Okay? So no more decimals, which is nice. And now we can just go ahead and do some, distribute and combine like terms, etc. Do all the steps of a multi-step equation. And so we're going to have 147x, right? This has been 0.49 times 3. I might have had a little bit more trouble with it, right? But I know what 50 times 3 is. It's 150. So 49 times 3, that's 1 3 less, right? So it's 147. And then I know what 5 times 50 is. It's 250. Well, if I take one of those 5s off, right, it's 245 plus 35x equals 1575. Okay, combine like terms, right? And I'm going to go ahead and add 245 to each side. Okay. When I combine 147 and 35, I am going to get 182. And 1575 plus 245, that's 0, 12, 18, 20. Okay. I have, and now it's just a matter of, right, 1820 divided by 182. Well, look at this, 182 here, 182 there, right? And there's a 0 left. So this is x equals 10. All right, so we have 10 stamps that are 35 cents each. And how many stamps do we have then of the 49 cent each variety? Well, we're going to take 3 times 10 minus 5, right? So what are we going to get there? 30 minus 5, we're going to have 25. So this is 10 35-cent stamps. This is 25 49-cent stamps. Now, you've got to make sure, right? So, grab a calculator and do 49.49 times 25. I get $12.25. And this is going to be $3.50, right? And when I add them together, I get $15.75, which is what I want. Okay? So that's how you go about working out problems with stamps, and similarly, problems with coins. You do the same.